Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Friday night live stream. Let's go ahead and do an audio check. And yeah, Andrew has said, let's hope his audio doesn't blow this week. Yeah. I don't know what's happening. Was that last week or was it the week before? I know that we had some issues with the internet connection. So yeah, let me know. And we'll wait for some people to get in here. I did notice, by the way, that I went on to Facebook, and even though I have it set to go live at 8 p.m., it says 8:19 for some reason. I plan on going live. I have no idea why it does that. So maybe that explains why we get a lot of people coming in later in the stream. Who knows? But either way, let's go and do an audio check, and we will get started with our announcements, or I guess you can call it that. And you guys can go ahead and start putting your questions in below. So I'm going to switch over to the other screen, and let me know. Audio, audio, audio. Let me type something and see if we got it here. Let me check. Mic. Let me do audio. Good, good. Test, test. Okay, good. Okay, cool. All right. Good deal. Yeah, I'm pulling up the other screen now just to make sure I got the other chat. As I mentioned before, I run two chats, one on StreamYard. That way I can click on it. And then I have one that pops in a little bit sooner so I can get it. I was going to answer that call. We got most likely a scam call coming in. I ain't doing that. It's too early to mess with people. But anyways, yeah. So announcement wise, let me see here. So I got a couple emails over the last few days asking about the coral pack. So a lot of you guys were asking if I could do a 5-pack. I tend not to do that. I have smaller coral packs that you guys can check out. They're on the website. But I did get a couple requests for the 20-pack again. Now I tend to not do that because I mean 20 corals for $300 is a kind of, I am kind of losing it a little bit, especially for those of you who buy that out in California, and it cost me like $70 to ship it to you. But it's okay. It's not a big deal since I grow that stuff here. But yeah, so for right now, the 20-pack for $300 is on the website. And yeah, you can take advantage of that. And for anybody who purchased anything this month, just like last month, you'll be automatically entered to win a $300 gift card. And yeah, I'm just doing that for the first cup for a couple months, and then we'll switch back to something else like an Apex or a Trident or something. So we'll see. And there is a there's a little bit added to the this month's giveaway. It's going to be a kick in the balls, but you're going to have to come to me because I'm not traveling to do that. So if you would like that added onto your $300 pack or gift card, we can take care of that. But you get a notification. That's cool. I still haven't got it on the other screen yet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. It's okay. But yeah, so you guys can go ahead and start putting your questions in below if you so choose. And other than that, I don't really have any other updates. I have been adding more of the CO2 scrubbers attachments to the website. I did get 2 more skimmer cups in. And apparently a lot of you guys are buying the same skimmers, which is I guess a good thing. But I've had a lot of people sending the same skimmer cup over and over again. And yeah, so just for now on, whenever I get one in, I'll open up the box right away, and then I will add that to the website in hopes that you guys will see that before you purchase a custom and then send your skimmer lid in. But yeah, so I'm working on the Avast Marine DIY. I think it's like CS1 or whatever. Caleb sent that to me along with a bag of dicks. If you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, go over to Instagram. You'll see. But anyway, so I'm working on that tonight, and then I just got another one in this afternoon. I got to open up. But yeah, so those are working out pretty good. Very popular, and appreciate all the support on that. Also, let's see here. I'm adding at least 1 or 2 items per week to the website. I am rebuilding the website, so I'm trying to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see the newer things. But it's a work in progress. But other than that, yeah, we're good to go. Let's see here. Finally got the notifications. Do you supply any fish stores with coral? I have dropped some stuff off, but it's weird because for example, like if I was to go to Petco or something, and they never took anything from me, but I'll just use that as an example. I won't tell you guys the stores that I actually drop stuff at. But so if I was to go to Petco and drop off, say, a green digitata, so I sell it for what, $15, maybe? I think 15 or 20 on the website, if not less than that. And they'll turn around and then mark it up to like $45, $55, something crazy. And it's kind of weird. I feel like I'm giving it to you. You should probably sell it for what I would sell it for. But Yeah, I don't do that too often. Definitely not on bigger chains, but if mom and pop stores, if they are growing out colonies like I do, and they're just trying to add to their grow out system, I have no problem giving them corals that they don't have. But again, I have a lot of common stuff that a lot of beginners, and that's the reason why I grow it, is because a lot of beginners purchase from me. So it's just easier to have stuff that's pretty common, fast growing, easy for people to get into SPS. And yeah, I mean, if I was just growing all 100% acros, it wouldn't be that attractive to most people because a lot of people think they're intimidating. So, yeah, but yeah, I do supply some stores, but not too many. Do you make a CO2 scrubber ring for a Royal Exclu? No, I do not. I don't know. Let me look that up. I don't think I've even seen one of those before. Let me check. But no, I have not gotten that one in yet. Let's see, Royal. Let's see if I've seen this Super Marine 250. How big is this? How big is that? Wow, this looks like a pretty big cup. Darren, how wide is the top? Is it going to be? I mean, I can go up to 14 inches. I mean, if it's not bigger than the Niles Quantum 300, and I had still had plenty of room left over on that one. So yeah, I'm not seeing a size of the cup, but it definitely looks pretty large. For sure. Yeah, definitely for sure. Let me see if I can pull it up on the screen for you guys. It's definitely big skimmer. It's $1,800 too. Wow. Um, Man, that's a big skimmer. What is that rated for? Let me pull that up so you guys can see it. What is that rated for? That's a big old skimmer. What is it? Do heavy load 375. That's it. Medium 635, and then light bio load 800 gallons. I don't know, man. Jesus, for that price, I probably would have went with a Niles Quantum 300. Man, you're gonna get more bang for the money. Jeez. So I think it's what $1,200 for the Quantum, something like that. But damn, it's a big boy. But no, I have not gotten that one in yet. I could definitely make it for sure. Do not send the cup; just send the damn lid. I don't need. I mean, that's a big old cup. But yeah, I can do it if you want. Let's see here. I have ick in my reef. If I leave it running for 28 or 28 or so days until will it die out? Yeah, that's not long enough for sure. You're looking at let me just do what is it? 12? Is it 12 weeks? Something like that? I forgot how many weeks it was. I think it's 11 or 12 weeks. So you're looking at significantly more days. I mean, that's not even a month. You're not going to go through the whole life cycle in 28 days at ick. I'm pretty sure the fallow period is 8 to 12 weeks. I'm almost positive on that. It's been a while. I haven't talked about going fallow forever. Somebody can check one of my videos. One of the reasons why I make content because I forget it. So I can go back and look up. It's interesting when I go to Google stuff and my own video comes up. I'm like, I'm retarded. It happens quite often. So I'm like, oh, I made a video on that. That's not good. That's not good. That's definitely not good. But yeah, 28 days is not enough. It's 76, 72 days. So yeah, that's almost what is that, like 11 weeks. So 11 weeks is 77 days. So yeah, 10 to 11 weeks. Yeah, you're not even close to 28. So yes, it will die off, but you're going to have to add a significant amount more time. And that means no fish. You can have inverts and stuff in there. Now, one thing that I mention to people that they just don't take into consideration, if you have coral in your tank and you have to go fallow, you need to dose nitrates and phosphates. There's no exception. If you're pulling all those fish out, and good luck, hopefully you can still do that and have a almost stuttered there, and have your tank still be in one piece. But either way, if you have coral in your tank, regardless of what type, it doesn't matter. Soft corals, shrooms, acropora, SPS, LPS, doesn't matter. You have to dose nitrates and phosphates if you go fallow. You have to. You can throw some food in there and kind of, let it break down and go through that whole process. I wouldn't do that. I just go straight to dosing nitrates and phosphates. And you still want to dose you still want to test your nitrites, and I would keep an eye on ammonia, all that kind of stuff. Things are going to fluctuate without fish. I mean, fish really are the backbone of the entire setup, but most importantly, you want to dose the nitrates and phosphates for sure. So yeah, yep. So I got 76 days, 72 days, then we got another 72. You can add a UV, yeah, like they said, YouTube reefer, you can add a UV, but ideally you still got to wait the 10, 11 weeks. You have to. Yeah. So I mean, you just have to do it. And I'm not saying this to be mean, but I usually tell people, and I this happens quite often, Sean, and a lot of people ask about ick. Um, it gives you plenty of time to think about quarantining next time for sure. And it gives you time to kind of set up another quarantine tank for your fish because we've all done it. I've done it. I mean, anybody in this hobby has gotten ick. We just have. If you haven't, you probably haven't and don't know. Either way. But yeah, man. I mean to ramble on that too much, but yeah, good luck. How do you successfully keep a powder blue? Um, yeah, powder blues. Okay, I have Scott from Roscoe's Reef gave me that fish when he broke down his system what a couple of years ago, and he's a great fish, but he is an ass. Like he's the meanest fish in the tank. He, I mean, every time Big Bertha rips out a colony, which if you checked on Instagram today, you should see the size of that green slimer that she broke out today. Just insane. And the thing is, I'll get back to the question here in a second. I was in there cutting frags. She came over and was like pretending to be nice to me. And then she tried to tail smack me, got mad, maybe because I dodged her. I don't know. And she ran right into the colony and took it out. I'm like, that's great. Appreciate that. But yeah, so back to the question. The powder blue I got from Scott from Roscoe's Reef a couple years ago when he was breaking down his system. And it's a great fish. He's beautiful, really beautiful, but he's the most aggressive fish I have. He was the biggest at one point, and now he's getting pissed off because all his buddies are outgrowing him. And yeah, so he's a jerk. He just really is. He doesn't I don't know how to explain. Speaking of him, he's on the screen now. He doesn't go after me like the other fish, like the damsels and the clownfish go after me, and apparently Big Bertha does because I don't feed her enough, I guess. But he doesn't go after me, but he really hammers the purple tang real hard. And the thing is, it really sucks is that the smaller tangs, like some of the Scopus and stuff like that, in the purple, they would hide within the coral itself, like hide within these big colonies, and he wouldn't be able to get in there because he's too fat. And unfortunately, with Big Bertha breaking up all these colonies, it's limiting the territory in which they can hide, and it's just causing more stress. So, I mean, the reality is this tank is it doesn't look anything like it used to. It definitely doesn't look like the video for sure. And it's slowly disappearing, and that's okay because I gotta sell off this coral anyways before the end of the year. But yeah, answer that question. We got super chat here. Let me get to this real quick, and we'll come back. So I left off underneath Sean. Reggie, hey, what's up, Travis? Took your advice on the rock, slowly taking it out and adding new, even picked up some true live rock mature tank has really turned things around. Good job. Good job. Yeah, that's good. Glad it worked out. And thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. And then Rogue hit me up too as well. Thanks, man. Appreciate the super chat. Let me get back up here. Okay, I clicked on something. Give me a second here. All right. Okay, we are just now I lost my spot. Okay, we talked. There we go. Big box strides are always going to increase the price approximately 200%. Yeah, I mean, I was luckily enough to get my Quantum 300 for wholesale. Thank goodness, but it was still like $700. Like, well, maybe about 700. I think something like that. So I was thankful that I got it and I didn't have to pay retail, but it's still a significant amount of money for a skimmer. Yeah, but either way, I mean, it's a great skimmer. I've never even cleaned the damn thing, and it rocks pretty good. But yeah, the markup is normal. That's the Cadillac of skimmers. Yeah, that's what she said. It's 12 inches, bro. That's definitely not what she said. Moving down. How much is your shipping on corals to Georgia? It's based on weight. If you spend more, I'll get a bearded dragon. Sorry, I got distracted there. I'll get OG on video at some point. Anyways, it's based on weight, and if you purchase more than $300, it's free shipping throughout the United States, and it's continental United States. I don't do Hawaii or Puerto Rico or anything like that. So, yeah, it's just based on weight. I can't really tell you off the top of my head. It's relatively good. I have one of the highest tiers per month for Shopify, and I'm paying a good amount of money to get a really nice discount on shipping. So you guys are paying what I'm paying. I don't charge anything extra for shipping. I mean, you can add like box fees and all sorts of stuff. I don't charge anything for that. So you guys, what you see is what you get, what I pay, which is great because before that, I don't know if you guys remember when I first started, I I was doing a lot of shipping with FedEx, but I was using what is the company? It's a company out of Canada. So I would always have to go to their website and type everything in individually, then print it off and fold it and tape it. It was just a lot of work. But I charged flat rate shipping at that time. Now it was good for sales, but I got destroyed. So if flat rate was like say to California, I think it was like $40 or something like that. Most shipments to California, regardless of the size, are between 45 and $70 every single time. Every time. So I was getting destroyed on shipping. And yeah, so I finally moved away. I bought as business was coming in, it could justify the additional Shopify costs. And I just went over to UPS and USPS for other things. So yeah, anyways, there's your long story for that short answer. Let's see what we get here. Is there something in between beginner SPS and more advanced SPS? Yeah, I mean, a beginner SPS would be considered like a Montepora cap or a Digitata. And then more advanced stuff would be like your soft or your smooth, like your torts and your smooth skinned acros and deep water acros. I can't speak English today. I apologize. And yeah, so anything so in between that would be like a staghorn, like a green slimer or the ATL blue clover or a WWC yellow tip. Trying to think of like the mangy tort would be technically a harder coral, but they're relatively easy to grow. So other things, stuff like that. So that would be your in between type of corals. But I love the beginner SPS. That's just something that I really like, not only because it grows ridiculously fast and pays my electric bill, but it's just they're good looking corals. I love stylophores. Purple style is one of my favorite corals, and that's one thing about corals is it's just there's so many out there, and it's hard to pick one. But I've always just loved the beginner stuff, like scrolling montes. I mean, there's nothing you can't go wrong with that. So hopefully that answers your question. What's up, Hex? So I set up a planted tank for my son in his room. I have an AI prime on it. What color channels do you run and for how long? On my planted tank? Oh man, I don't know if I can even pull that up. I don't. Just give me a second. Let me see if I can even log in. Let me just see if I have it here. I don't. Aqua Illumination. I think they want you to do an app now. I don't have the app. I don't think. Yeah, shit. Let me just give me a second. Man. Let me see if I can pull it up. Maybe I do. But yeah, the planted tank. I really want to give you this answer. I want to see if I can log in. Oh, log in. Does it remember me? Okay. Frag tank. It does not show the planted tank. I wonder why. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Okay. Yeah. I don't have an answer for that because it won't let me log into that part of it. I want to say I have a video on it. I want to say that I have one already. You're gonna have to go to the planted tank section, the planted tank playlist. I know I have videos on the lighting setup for planted tanks. I know I have it. You just have to check it out, man. But yeah, I feel bad. I can't give you the answer. Sorry. Plus, I'm going to be running a Fuge Clarity SK500 filter roller and well as nutrient export. Okay, 76 days. That was the ick. What dip you use for smooth skin acros? I use the same. I've been using Coral RX, and then I moved over to what is the other one that I just got in? I don't remember. It's like red lettering on a white bottle. Somebody, if you remember, if you know what I'm talking about it. But yeah, so Coral RX is fine. I just don't let them sit in there as long as other acros. But yeah, when it comes to the smooth skin Acropora, it really comes down to the par itself because they're not used to getting blasted. So you have to make sure you keep them down pretty low. And I tend to keep them in a overhang where they can get a little bit of shading, but nothing too crazy. And then they can just kind of grow out to the light the way they like. I never put them up top. They're usually lower mid to bottom of the tank. Again, this depending on your par. So, I mean, for me, the bottom of the tank, the glass is 250 par. The top is ridiculous. But either way, I keep them as low 300s, if not below 300. And then I just let them do their own thing. Because you'll find that if they get too much light, they will still grow and they'll grow quickly. They just won't have color. They'll be really pale and they won't be happy. And I've noticed that with one of the colonies that's just reaching, or I wouldn't say reaching, but it's just growing too big, and I got to get in there and do some snipping on it. That towards the tips, like probably an inch before the tips, it starts to get a little lighter than usual, and I think it's just getting too much light. So anyway, or my nutrients are jacked. One of the two. It could be either one of those. Let's see here. Yep, 72 days minimum for ick. That is true. All right. So that was at 8:09. How far behind? Damn, 10 minutes behind. We got another super chat. Let me get over to that real quick. So we left off at YouTube Reefer. Will, what's up? Thanks for the hookup on my order. Hey, no problem. Did I send you extra stuff? Pretty sure I did. I sent out some extra stuff this week. I was in one of those moods. I was like freaking Santa Claus of coral. I was just sending out random extra stuff. So if you got something extra, congratulations. One thing, I don't know if he's in here. I won't say his name, but he lives relatively close, just a state over. And I don't know what it is about UPS, man, but this is the second order. They just like, you know something, I don't feel like delivering to this dude. Like it's only him. And I feel bad because I mean this dude's dropping money. So if his coral dies, I usually just kind of give him money back or give him credit for another order. I usually don't take responsibility for shipments that the UPS messes up, but yeah. But I try to help out as many people as I can. And I just figured I'd say that UPS has been weird going to New Jersey for some reason. Let's see here. Okay. I swapped my salt from Instant Ocean to Red Sea Coral Pro Black back. My corals aren't happy. Same time experiencing ick disease and cyanobacteria has fishies die and coral bleach. I'm lost what to do. For one, man, I think you're doing a way too much. You got too much going on at one time. I mean, in hindsight, I'll tell you right now, if you were experiencing cyanobacteria and you had ick at the same time and the tank is just not happy, the last thing you want to do is change salts. You just don't want to do that. That's not a good idea, but you've already did it. But it's okay. So what I would say is, geez, where do we start? Okay. So you switch to Red Sea. My guess is that your alkalinity spiked pretty significantly because you went from Instant Ocean, which is relatively low, like 7 something to 8ish. And then the Red Sea can be pretty high up to 9ish, depending on how big your water change was. So the fluctuation alkalinity is probably what is messing up your corals. Not only that, but since you have cyanobacteria, you have you do have excess phosphates in the tank. That's why you have cyanobacteria. But the thing is, when cyano's in there, you tend to get a false reading of your phosphates because the cyanobacteria is actually consuming the phosphates. So you have elevated nutrients, and then you have no nutrients. And then you add probably the fluctuation in alkalinity. That's why your corals are not happy and probably dying off. And then the ick parasite, that's not really going to piss off the corals, but yeah, if it's killing off fish, I mean, that makes sense. That's what it does. Yeah. So what I would do if I were you is cut back on the water changes, just a little bit. Okay. Kind of see where your alkalinity is. You didn't put those water parameters in there, but I would manually remove the cyanobacteria every time you see it, no matter where you see it, get it out of there. You could even use the somebody put it chemically, whatever. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh shit, maybe. Am I gonna sneeze? Give me a second. Gonna cut the mic and I'm back. Okay, good deal. I felt that one coming on. And did I turn the mic back on? Okay, cool. So remove the cyanobacteria. You can use ChemiClean if you want to if there's spots that you can't get to. And then I'd focus on figuring out why your phosphates are so high. What are you feeding? What are you doing? Your phosphates are high for a reason. Figure that out. Bad water. I mean, we can go through the whole list here. Bad water, overfeeding of nori, stuff like that. Plant material, get too many fish. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I wouldn't do any water changes until you can actually get an actual reading of what your nutrients are at. And then when you do them, just be aware of what the fluctuation alkalinity is going to be. As for the fish, if you got to get them out, if you want to get rid of the ick, that means you got to quarantine them, and then you got to go fallow in the tank. The reason why I'm telling you not to do that right now is because the last thing your system needs is only one sneeze. Yeah, I know, only got one. It's usually like 5 or 6. You know that. But anyway, I'm not telling you to remove the fish now because the ick parasite, I mean, you got to weigh out how much coral you got. I mean, I need more information, but um, right now, if you remove all your fish, you're gonna cause issues with the tank as well, because you're not gonna have the bio load, and then you're gonna deal with those issues on top of the other ones that you currently have going on. So, um, right now, I would focus on getting stable alkalinity, get the cyanobacteria out, get the nutrients back in check, continue water changes to keep them in check. And what I mean by that is 3 to 5 ppm of nitrates. If you see algae in the tank, you're getting the wrong reading. And, 0.07, 0.15 of your phosphates. I can guarantee if you have cyanobacteria, they're a lot higher than that. So, um, after, okay, I'm gonna start charging you for this one, man. Yeah, I'll take PayPal donations for all this information. I'm just kidding. Um, After that, after you have stability within the tank and the coral seem to be doing better, at that point, depending on what you got going on, if you can remove the fish, you can do that. Go fallow again, 72 days, 11, 12 weeks. And then at that point, you're going to have to dose nitrates and phosphates to keep everything in check, as I mentioned earlier in the stream. So that's what I would do. Or you can just tear the whole freaking system down and start over. You can do that. Whatever you want. But I guess the point is, next time you're running into an issue with your reef tank, don't make any changes. As in, don't change salts. Don't try to remove a bunch of fish. Don't try to put a bunch of chemicals in to try to drop nitrates and phosphates. When you have a problem, the last thing you want to do is make bigger changes. And what you want to focus on is making a single change, sticking with that change for a period of time to see if it takes effect on the tank and how it does affect the system, and then go from there with other changes. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Moving down. Hey, Travis, been running my 200-gallon system for about 3 years and started getting what I believe is cyano. Any thoughts on how I should start addressing the cyano issue? Thanks in advance. Okay, just like previous, manual removal is key. And if you want to add ChemiClean, you can. But ChemiClean is just a Band-Aid. It literally is. I mean, it looks like a package that would have Band-Aids in it in the first place. So you want to find the source of cyanobacteria. As I mentioned before as well, it's going to be excess green food, plant material. Big contributor of PO4 is going to be nori. A lot of people feed a ton of nori. Okay, you don't need to do that. So check your feeding habits. Also, of course, start with the basic stuff like water and all that. All right, and then just find the issue and go from there. But manual removal is your first step. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I see the other chat coming up, guys. I just haven't got there yet. Let's see here. How far behind am I? So I'm at 2011, and then we are at 2028. Okay, so I'm not too bad. But also, when you're using a UV sterilizer, you have to make sure that it is comparable to the tank, so that it will kill it, especially free swimming stage. That's true. You got to size it correctly for the system. My powder bow is a terror. Yeah, he's a jerk, man. He really is. We did the super chat for Reggie. Appreciate that again, buddy. Yeah, there's a specific flow rate for the yep. Big Bertha, 100 frags. Big Bertha, she is 100% not going in the new build. Nope. Yeah, I got bitch slapped by a tank. I gotta imagine that she could probably do some significant damage, and she's never gone after me before. She just is always hungry. Like, I mean, I guess if you were that size, you would be hungry too. But speaking of the devil, she's staring at us in this whole video. But she's a great fish, other than destroying my tank. But it's okay. Let me go down here. Started dosing Neophos and Neonitro. Both my phosphates and nitrates are 0. Some SPS are losing color. Well, you should have bought mine. Moving down. I'm just fucking with you, man. Dose more. But yeah, you should have bought mine. Moving down. How about the Washington State? Yeah, shipping to Washington is awful. But I do it all the time. It's just awful. I hate the fucking shipping. What's your favorite aquaport in your tank now? Jeez, man. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. I mean, we got favorite on what I personally like looking at, or what makes me the most money. What kind of favorite you talking about here? You guys have to understand, when I say that, I don't mean that in a way that's negative. I like my reef tank, and I just strictly put like. I get almost no joy from my reef tank at this point. I'm hoping when I rebuild and I have the 300 upstairs in the living room attached to the 1000 downstairs. I'm hoping that I will somehow get some joy back into this hobby, because making it a full-time job has definitely taken a lot away from it. That's okay. But back to the point, the green slimer is one of my favorite acros, just because I love the color green and I love how it grows. And then that blue ATL blue clover that I've been calling the green and purple stag for all this time. Um, that's one of my favorites too. So it's hard to bounce around, but yeah, I really like those two. So what's the best way to get rid of verminted snails? That don't get them in the first place, because you can't get rid of them. The people, you can say bumblebee snails, you can say this and that, whatever. You just can't get rid of them. You can't. I mean, and it depends. I mean, it sucks. Um, what's the pink coral to the right called? New to the hobby. Let me pull up the screen here. Let me pink coral to the right. You talking about this guy right here, the Gorgonian? That's Groob's Gorgonian. Is that in stock on the website? Let me look. I don't remember. Shit. I know I took it out of stock for a little while because y'all keep buying the damn thing. It never gets to grow. Let's see here. Is it back in stock? Groob's Gorgonian. Yes. I got yeah, the 2 inches in stock and the 4 inches in stock. Okay. I took the 6 out of stock because y'all killing it, man. You guys. That colony used to be really big, and now it's just a stub. But that's okay. That's what she said. Anyways, late, but I made it. Well, I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you're still here. But yeah. Let me see. I'm going down. Try bag of dicks as your password. It'll work. Have your algorithms gotten better in the past few weeks? Absolutely not. It's not. Nope. Not even close. I don't know if it's this time of year. I've looked around at other YouTube channels and their stuff has dropped as well. So it might be the time of year. I'll tell you, sales and algorithm stuff has been pretty slow. I wouldn't say not horribly sales. Sales haven't been horribly slow, but they're definitely a lot less than they've been the last couple months. I think because people are getting out, the weather's really good, and summertime is not horrible to ship coral. I actually do quite well with it, but a lot of people are antsy about that. So, or is that the word I'm looking for? Hesitant on purchasing coral in the summertime. But I buy those really expensive ice packs and they seem to work pretty well. But yeah, so I mean, the algorithm, no, it's not getting any better, and I don't foresee it getting any better. I think I made a permanent list, and that's okay. Yeah, I should have listened to Sticks Hex and Hammer 2 years ago when he told me to make another YouTube channel, another platform. Yeah, I mean, I do have one on BitChute, but it's not really. I don't really do much over there. So, but it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. If YouTube falls off from underneath me, then that means that I wasn't meant to do it. That means I got to do something else to, pay the bills. That's the way it is. Nothing in life is meant to last forever, no matter what it is, good or bad. Yeah, it's just not meant to last forever. So I've been here for 5 years, and I'm thankful for what I got. It's a good experience, and if it happens to stop, then it does. I will say that I know that the algorithm will get better if I'm able to create 4 videos a week instead of the one. If I could sit down and come up with 4 videos a week, I would get back on the algorithm's good side. I'm almost positive, because when I was doing that before, it was rocking. Everything was doing great. The problem I have now is that I just don't have the ability to make 4 videos a week. I mean, I can't even imagine. I don't even know what I would have to do to change my life to be able to make 4 videos a week. So I am the only one working, for the company. So, and that takes care of everything. That's doing everything from the bottom up. I don't know. I don't know what I have to do to get 4 videos a week. Whew. I don't know. But yeah, I knew that would help, but I just can't do it. What are some ways to lower your mag? Wait it out. You can do water changes if you happen to find a salt that has low magnesium in it, but your best bet is to wait it out. If you guys have been here for a while, I remember I was sitting on my foot. Ooh, I gotta stop doing that. If you guys remember, I used to have reef crystals in my 125. I ended up getting 2 times. My mag ended up going over 2,000 parts per million. Jacked up all my snails. I've done videos on it. Okay. and you just have to wait it out. It will drop. It's going to take a while, depending on how high it is. Um, yeah, you got to wait it out. Or again, you can do water changes with a lower salt. But you got to think, if your mag's at say 1700 and then you're testing your new batch of salt and you're at 1450, it's going to take a lot of water changes to bring that magnesium down. And given how many you might have to do, you might accidentally plummet your nutrients. So if your nutrients are already low and you're doing massive water changes to bring magnesium down to make it a little bit more comfortable for your inverts, you could potentially wipe out all your coral because you bottom line, you flatline your nutrients and you get dino on top of that. And well, the list goes on and on. So I'd say before you make any changes to it, you start going that route, just kind of weigh the pros and cons, see where you're at. No big deal on the planted tank. My 40-ish frags from. Okay. Let's see here. My foot is still asleep. That sucks. I always do that. Senior Green Slimer, Travis, do you still have a decent amount left to regrow in the display, or will you have to put a few frags, branches in the future? I have probably 500 frags of Green Slimer, and I have 3 colonies in the grow out system. I have a ton of Green Slimer. I actually had a total of 4 colonies in the 300 at one point growing that stuff out. And then now I'm down to 1, I think 1.25, given how much she broke off today. But yeah, Green Slimer is going to be in stock for a very long time. And it grows so quickly, so don't have to worry about it. Let's see here. No big deal on the planted tank question. My 30-ish frags from you are all colonies now, and the tank is rocking 250 milliliters of elk and 250 milliliters of cal per day. That's a good amount. Damn. We'll be switching to calcium reactor soon. Yep. I was going to say you probably want to go up to that. I remember on the 125, I think the max I got was like 280-ish, something like that. Milliliters of both per day. Man, you're going through some 2-part at that point. And then depending on the size of your tank, you're also dealing with fluctuations in salinity because of the sheer amount of salt water you're dosing every day. So yeah, it was an issue. But I will say, when you start switching over to calcium reactor, bring the calcium reactor on slowly, and then just, you probably already aware of this, dial the 250 back. I would say maybe the first couple days, dial it back down to like 200. And then, as you're bringing up the calcium reactor, and just see the balancing. And then eventually you can weed out the 2-part altogether. So that's what I would do. Thinking of using Dr. Tim's waste away on my 9-year-old reef tank. Have you ever used it? I have never used it, and I've never met anybody who has used it. I've heard about it on the forums. There's mixed reviews on it, and what I would say is, my opinion is not going to be one that you want, because I don't know enough about it. But I would recommend you hit up like Reef to Reef or something like that. I don't know what other forums are. I'm not on any of them. And just get an opinion. Google it and see what people say, what the pros and cons are. Good yawn. Damn, it's only 8:40. I'm already dead. It's been a long day. But let me adjust the mic here. But yeah, so just get a little bit more information on it before you do it. It's popular. I hear about it. I've never had a need for it. One sneeze. Yep. I'm thinking about starting a coral farm. What should be some of the first coral orders? Coral orders, and from who? Um, well, I don't give wholesale information out to people. That's one of those things where you kind of just got to figure it out yourself. I know that sounds mean, but if you would like to buy coral from me, I'll be happy to start your coral farm. We got a great sale going on, guys. We got 20 frags for $300 shipped. That's a great way to start your farm. But yeah, I don't really give out wholesale information, mainly because they don't pay me. And yeah, I do enough shit for free. I was gonna go down a whole rabbit hole. It's too late for that. We're not gonna. I don't have any information for you. All I can say is that you can get from local hobbyists. You can get from jokers like me. And if you truly want to start your farm, I mean, you can contact me and I'll give you a super ass deal of one of everything that I own. And you can definitely start with like 50 or 60 colonies. You can start growing from frags. But other than that, Google that shit. You'll find something. Just make sure you quarantine it. Oh yeah. Coral shipping overnight. They always ship overnight. I've never shipped a coral other than overnight. It's just you can't, no matter what type of coral. I mean, I guess if it was a bag of mushrooms, I might do like 2 day or like late next day or something. I don't know, but I would never ship coral unless it was overnight. Just wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Hello, brah. Today, my sour apple bird's nest was pissed off for some reason. Monty, Digi, and Staghorn and the various other corals were fine. Parameters are all good, stable. Nitrates 2.5, phosphates 0.03. Okay, is there more to that question, Sean? I'm just trying to see if you added any more before I answer. Let me scroll down a little bit. I'll see it. Okay, so one thing that I want to tell you right now is if one coral's pissed in your tank and everybody else is fine, make 0 changes. But I will say, based on your water parameters, if your tests are accurate, your phosphates are, your nitrates are a little low. I would go up a little bit higher. 2.5 is a little bit low. 3 to 5 ppm I recommend, so you're not too far off. Your phosphates are definitely low. 0.03 is pretty low. 0.07 is definitely something I would shoot for, or at least at 0.1. For your phosphates, yeah, you're a little bit low on that, so that might be the reason why. I doubt it. Sometimes corals, corals rag, so maybe he's just having a rag day or whatever. And yeah, he's just pissed off. I wouldn't worry about it. Hopefully that answers your question. Do I sound tired? Because I'm just sitting here like, bleh. I'll tell you, I mean, talking for 41 minutes, I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but I don't know. I'm not much of a talker. I think someone kept dumping chemicals into my tank when I'm not home and killed all my livestock. Not it's been seeding for months, cycling with water. I'm I feel like I'm reading that wrong. I think someone keep dumping chemicals into my tank when I'm not home and killed all my livestock. Not it's been seeding for months, cycling with water. I think I have a fucking aneurysm. Oh god. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't know. Who the fuck you live with? Who you living with is doing shit like that? Kick him out, man. I don't know. I don't know what you meant. It might just be a language barrier based on your thumbnail. I don't know where the hell you took that picture from, but it wasn't in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what the answer to that. I'm sorry. I got an email today thanking me for being a new customer. You're welcome, but I didn't order anything. I looked you up. I'm pretty sure you did. Let me look your shit up. I've been somebody else said that too. Let me look. I don't know if that's even the right name. Here. Yeah, you got 2 emails. If that's the right last name, I got 2 Matt. Let me see. Yep, I got 2 emails here for you. I got 2 different accounts for you, man. Yeah, capital M, capital A, lowercase TT. I got 2 of them here. 2 of them. I mean, and you placed an order May 12th of 2021. Filter stock holder. So yeah, thank you for being a customer. Yeah, I mean, your name is right there. So I mean, yeah. Anyways, moving on. Is there a variety of corals that looks like Xenia but doesn't pulse like it? I was given a frag of them. They have a habit of closing up and looking like they're dead. Yes. Pom-pom? No, they're not pom. What the frick is it? I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Do I know the name of it, Joseph? No, I do not. But I know what you're talking about. So they do exist. I just don't know the name of it. I'm sure I will when we're done with the live stream, but I apologize. But yes, they do exist. Yeah, that is you. Yep. Matt. Yeah. So, anyways, and the fact. So what happened is if you got the new. So I updated my email system. Okay. So what it did is it went back and anybody who's ever ordered from me is sent them that email. So it doesn't matter if it was in 2017, you got that email. Trust me, you're not the first person to say, "What the heck is this?" So there you go. That answers all issues. Thanks. Hey, no problem. Good luck with that, by the way. Keep calm and blame it on the salt. That shirt is pretty popular. Telling you, man. I should probably check my Teespring store and see what's going on. It's been there in a while. They usually remind me to withdraw the money. Let's see here. 200 turbo snails later. Jesus, you guys are going to bait me into this again. I would like to apologize to you for your hard stance on a quarantining fish. Excuse me. I would like to apologize to you for your hard stance on quarantining fish. Okay, cool. So I guess. Anyways, let's see here. The blue-green stag is hardy as the green slimer. Maybe my next acro. Just as hardy, yeah. I mean, the ATL blue clover, that's what I call it. That's what it is. That's what's officially called. I've been calling it the purple and green stag because I go by colors because I'm a child. But yeah, it's just as hardy, yeah, if not more. It can take more light than the green slimer, I'll tell you that. Because I have it poking out of the top of the tank and it's like 1200 par right there. And it's just no problem. Looks great. It's doing great. So yeah, it does pretty good. We're gonna do another like maybe like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Travis, what's your opinion on slow growing frags? Some say if it don't grow, it got to go. I've got a few acros that refuse to do anything, thinking about weeding out the dead. Well, dead weight. Well, relocate them first. So find another spot for them, see if they take off. If they don't, then if you don't like the color of them, then yeah, you can make room. Um, Never really been a thought of mine because I guess I'm the opposite. I'm always cutting and making room to just for the sake of doing it for business wise. I've never had to experience that particular thing. But yeah, I would first relocate it to see if it starts growing better because maybe where you have it right now is not where it likes to be. Simple. Um, and if it continues to not grow or color up the way you want, then yeah, go ahead and then toss it or well, sell it to somebody else. Tell them it grows really fast. Just fine. I'm just messing with you. Believe me, there is such thing as karma, and when you even if you lie about stupid shit like that, it comes back to you. I'm sure it does. To do is there an option to get a pick your own frags on corals just like the 10 and 20? No. The 10. See, the thing is, I make those packs and I ship what's healed currently. If you want to pick your own corals, um, they will be significantly more money because I'll most likely have to cut them and heal them, like a cut to order kind of situation. And that's why I have the cut to order because a lot of people like to pick what they want. Those packs are extremely discounted because it's just stuff that's healed. Um, that's just kind of how it is. I just pick whatever looks good and healed and send it out. Um, and that's why you guys get 20 for $300. There's nobody selling you 300 or 20 SPS for $300. They're just not. They're not. I get shit from other retailers because of it, but I grow it myself. So, I mean, realistically, if I was bringing in colonies and from a wholesaler and chop shopping and healing them out, the prices wouldn't be that good. But because I grow it myself, and my overhead is it's out of my house, so it's technically a lot lower than a lot of other places, so I can get away with it. But yeah, if you want to pick your own, honestly, if you want to pack specifically from the 300 and you truly want one and you're serious about it, you can contact me via email and I'll work something out with you. I'm not in the business of bending people over unless you're a stripper. No, I don't do that. It's disgusting. Those days are over. Anyway, I'll work out a deal with you if you truly want to do that. But I mean, if you're expecting to get 20 frags for $300 picked what you want, that's not realistic. That's not going to happen. Okay. Let's go ahead and move down. Reef crystals is brutally high on everything. Yes, they are for the most part. Thanks for the vids, man. I don't make live streams often, but your 120 inspired me to get into the hobby. Hey, appreciate that. I like hearing that. I mean, you guys don't see the 300 enough to hear it, but to hear it very often. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Videos were pretty rough back in the 120 days. Pretty rough. The audio sucked. It was awful, but I guess it's kind of better now, right? Let's see what we got here. How often do you get Chato out of your fuge? Probably once every 2 weeks. I usually put it in stock. I'm not sure if it's in stock right now. Let me check. I don't know. It might be. If it isn't, it should be because I got a bunch of it. It is going in stock right now because apparently it wasn't. Give me a second. I'm ready. I could probably ship out maybe 10 orders. Wait a second. Mind me just fucking around here. Macro algae. Click. Telling you guys, I'm adding all these weird keychains to the website. People like them, so I'm gonna put in a few in stock. We'll do 10. There you go. Thanks for reminding me. I usually check it every once in a while and then update it so we can get back to the stream. So there you go. It's good to go. I got 17-inch cube having issues with shadowing and corals bleaching on the side that's heavily shadowed. I've got one XR15 G5 Pro. Tank is too small for XR15s. What do you think I recommend? I would say get yourself a couple Kessels and put them at angles at the top of the tank or at the side of the tank to shine light into it if you plan on keeping the cube. That would be your only option. Yep. A lot of people do that. I think there's somebody on Instagram who just does that, and it works. How do you lower magnesium? Rewind the video about 15 minutes ago and listen to me go through all that. There you go. Hey, how's the Trident been operating for you? Pretty good, actually. Do you use the dose to dose calc and alk on your tank based on the readings? No, I do not dose calc or alkalinity or two-part. I do not dose that to my tank. First question, Trident works great. Calibrate it every time I put a new batch in there. I use a calcium reactor as my primary source of nutrient or of nitrates and nitrate and phosphates, calcium alkalinity, and I use a calc-wasser reactor from a Bass Marine. And yeah, that's what I use to supplement. How do you measure out your salt from makeup from sales water changes for the rest of us? I use 3-inch tube that's 3 foot long and aim, hoping you found a better way. How do you measure out your salt for making up from sales water changes for the rest of us? I use a 3-inch tube that's 3 foot long and aim, and I'm hoping you found a better way. I'm not sure what you mean by that. All I know is that I have a 30-gallon tub of salt water at 1.025, and I turn off my ATO when I'm shipping, and then I just top off the tank with that tub to get me back to where I should be. I don't know what you mean about I use a 3-inch tube that is 3 foot long, and I'm hoping you found a better way. How do I measure out my salt? I mean, I use a half a cup measuring, and I just put it in. I don't know if I'm making it too complex, but that's what I do. I think that's what I was supposed to answer. You should try homing pigeon for shipping. I've heard about them, but I'm too set in my ways. It'd be a headache to try to change anything. Will feeding more help be the only way to increase nitrates and phosphates besides dosing it? I'm also using Saltwater test for both phosphates, which is a bitch to read and things. All right, well, if your test gets a pain in the butt to read, then you might consider doing something a little bit more accurate, like the HANA or like NIOS or something like that. I would say feeding is a more expensive way to increase your nitrates and phosphates. Dosing it is much cheaper, for sure. And you can find that at fishfx.com. Plug in it. But yeah, feeding is fine if you want to spend the money, or you can. Either way. I think it's a pom-pom. I think you're right too. I think it's pom-pom coral. Yes, it is. It is. Wow, we got 7 minutes left till we're done with the live stream. Move pretty quickly. What is the most my DKH can swing in a day's span before starting to running into issues with RT and STN? My tank has a DKH swing from 8 to 9 while I'm trying to get my calcium reactor dialed in. Okay, so 8 to 9 in one day is pretty significant. Are you seeing anything? Any stress of the corals? The polyp extension not there? Are you seeing anything at all? But 1 point is pretty significant. I would not want to do 1 point, but it depends. What kind of corals you have, what kind of acros you have. If you have just basic SBS, then it's not going to be a problem. I highly doubt that a 1 point DKH swing for basic SBS like Monty's, Digis, and stuff like that, or Stylophoras. highly doubt that's going to be a problem. More hardier stags like the green slimer and the ATL blue clover, that's not going to be an issue. But if you're talking about like torts and dark, deep water corals and stuff like that, smooth skin acros, they probably aren't going to like the 1 point swing. And it depends. Is it this through the whole day? So it's gradual, right? But it's still a pretty significant swing. I would say be better at dialing in your calcium reactor. That's a dick move thing to say, but yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. It's not like you're going from 7 to 9 or 7 to 10 or something crazy. But I mean, 1 point is still pretty significant. If you're not seeing any issues now, then just be better at or try to be better at dialing in your calcium reactor. And if you are seeing issues, then be better faster. I know that's not a good answer, but that's all you're getting from me today. 120 is a nice size. Yeah, it is a nice tank. I miss my 120 planted tank. I really want another, like a big planted tank. I like the one upstairs, but I miss my big old planted tank. I miss it so much. Yeah. What salt are you currently using? I've only used Fritz Blue Box for the entire duration of the 300, and it's a blue box. Works good. There you go. She said it. Blue box. All right, cool. Let me get down through here. We're gonna be heading out soon. Hey, Travis, no questions for you. Just want to say that I really enjoy your videos, and my comment to help your YouTube algorithm goes here. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys. So if you're watching the videos, no matter what it is, if you just like it and say anything in the comment section, it does help. Or if you reply to other people in the comment section, whatever, that stuff helps. I do know deep down that I just have to create more content if I want to get a better algorithm. A lot of stuff going on my personal life. Nothing. I wouldn't say too crazy, but I got a lot of stuff going on. It's just the way it is. Got health stuff going on, just personal. Other than that, and yeah, it's difficult to sit down and create content, but I will. It will get better because we all gotta. You got to adapt when things happen in life. You got to make changes. And it's just the way it is, right? I would love to. I would love to like, just dive into everything and spill the beans and really open up to you guys, but y'all friggin' strangers. So I don't mean that in a bad way, but you never know who's lurking, right? So you got to be careful what you say, because everything can be used against you, no matter what it is. That's just life. But hit the like button before you go anywhere. Everyone. Yeah, I agree with that. Let me go to the last question. I'm going to head out. Fish of Hex, ship nitrate and phosphate dosing to Canada, brah. I do not ship to Canada, but I will ship it to the border of Vermont or wherever state you are, and you can walk that shit across the border yourself. Or I'll get Ricky Bubbles and Julian to hook you up with this Wazy Express. And if you are not a trailer park fanboy, you probably have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. And if you are, you're welcome. So, yeah. Other than that, that's it, guys. Vet to vet. Thanks for the content. Ain't no problem. I appreciate that. Yeah, you never know who's listening to Twist. Shit, you are correct about that. David's here. I came in on the other screen. David, thanks for the info and the comic banter. Hey, no problem. Appreciate the super chat. If you guys want to support the channel, head over to fishofhex.com. You can use the promo code I love YouTube for 15% off your total order. I don't know how long that's going to be up for. Probably a few days. And yep, the 20 pack for $300. Free shipping is available. And of course, check out all the new 3D printed stuff. And that's it, guys. I appreciate you being here. And I will set the schedule for next week. And I will do my best to get a couple videos out before now and then. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Peace.